This is the Just Steph Show, and I'm your host, Steph Palermo, your Italian Boston girl who's an empath, healer, and all-around seeker of wisdom. Tune in weekly for advice on how to live your best life at work, home, or play so you can feel groovy every day. Hey, good morning. It's me, Just Steph. If you've been watching my Facebook Lives, last week I shared my worst nightmare, and that day I had just a major breakthrough, and I want to tell you about it. So I was in Atlanta last week, and I was really taking that downtime. I wasn't going out. I wasn't drinking. I decided to just try to eat clean. I was resting, sleeping like 9 hours, and working, and doing all that. So just kind of resetting, because I had been through such transition, and I had been through so much in terms of my moves and my renovation and all of that. So I just needed a little reset and spent time with my kids. So I did that. So I had this major breakthrough last week. So when I was telling you what my worst nightmare was, and that's the fear of public humiliation. Funny for someone who loves to be on camera and love to be on the air, love to get on stage in front of, talking into a microphone. I'm not afraid of any of that. I'm just I was always afraid of public humiliation. And that stems back from my childhood and, the crazy upbringing, but also living with a rare disorder and having kids call me out and publicly make fun of me. And I struggle with that through my whole life. So anyway, so after I revealed that to you last Monday, I went off to yoga, and while I was in yoga, I could not stop crying the first half of the class. I was crying, and the tears were just flowing, and I knew what it was. I have lived my life, my entire life, afraid. I was afraid when I was a little kid. There was a lot of yelling and screaming, and I was always like, with the screaming, and, and I got into a marriage where I was afraid of what he was going to say to me, and or even, what he was going to take away from me. And I was living my life afraid. I was afraid of confrontations with my kids. I was afraid that my ex-husband was going to say things to make me lose my kids. I was afraid to move. I was afraid. I was just always afraid. So I was afraid of this so put that together with the public humiliation. I was afraid to not be successful, or in the world's eyes have failures in front of my close friends, because I was always trying, and I felt like I felt I was living up to what my ex-husband had drilled into my head, that I would never amount to anything. He gave me everything. Nobody really likes me. I'm not really a good person. Like all the mental abuse that you go through when you're living with a narcissist. So I've unraveled from that a long time ago, but some of these things just creep up on you. And so last week I said, oh my gosh, I've been living in, I'm still afraid. I'm afraid to, try things and have them not work out. And of course, I'm new in Boston, and I was afraid that the things that I'm trying to get, to put my name out there and to offer my gifts and my services would not be received. And once again, I would be a failure because, I wouldn't believe in myself. So blah, blah, blah. Fast forward an hour after my yoga class, I happened to have had an appointment with my therapist in Atlanta, and I went there and I told him all this. And I was like, oh my gosh, can you believe this? It all came up for me. And, he of course is very supportive, and he just said, you think too much. And, you think you put too much, you worry too much about what's right, what's wrong. And that's all true. However, my whole point in telling you all this is when you start your journey to get on track, to be aligned, to know your purpose, to live your purpose, when you are honest with yourself, these subconscious beliefs will come up for you, even 10 years down the road. And you can say, like, it wasn't, I was crying about it, but I wasn't devastated, if you know what I mean. Like, I was crying because I was like, oh my gosh, this is how I've been living my life. But I wasn't devastated. And if I was devastated, I wouldn't be able to talk to you about this here. What I'm saying is I have been so diligent about being introspective, about learning about myself, about moving forward, about being aligned to my purpose, being convicted, having conviction, having owning my gifts, accepting them, and saying them out loud because they are true. These are things that I live with, that I have, my gifts. And I've been working very hard on that. And all through these years, just evolving. And you would think that you get there, and you don't. That's not a terrible thing. It just means that you're on the right track. So I want to tell you that I'm the happiest I've ever been in my entire life. I'm living in my house alone, but I'm not lonely. I am writing my 3rd book. I am back in Boston. I've done so much, and you can do it too. You can, if you set your mind to it, you can be the happiest you've ever been in your whole life too. I can help you with that with my one-on-ones, or come on retreat with me, come to Sicily with me. This retreat's going to be amazing. You got to take a look at some of the videos we've put out there, what Terracini looks like. Terracini is the most beautiful, beautiful place. Sicily is the most amazing, wonderful place in the whole world. Come with me to Sicily. Let me show you how to get to where I'm at, and not having to take the years and years and years and years that I've taken to finally be okay with me, to finally unravel from the negative self-talk, the fear, the abuse, the narcissism that I lived with, and all of that. I can help you through all that with my one-on-ones, with my retreats. All the links are in the description of this video. However, I will ask you, I will beg you, I will get down on my hands and knees and beg you. And please, if you're not the happiest you've ever been in your whole life right now, and you don't want to work with me, you can't work with me, find somebody who will help you. Because I want a world where everybody is aligned to their purpose, to their higher power, to themselves, living their best, happiest life. I want that world. And I'm going to help get to that world. And I'm not saying this has to be a fairy tale life. It's not that. But I am convinced that we can change the world one person at a time. So let me help you. Get help somewhere else. Help somebody. If you're somebody who is evolved and aligned and living their best life, help somebody else, okay? Stop being stingy with your gifts. I've been stingy for 20 years with my gifts. 20 years I haven't really tapped into my gifts and used them to the best of my ability. Have an amazing day, right? Message me. Send me an email, steph@juststeph.com. Sign up for my newsletter. It's free stuff, kids. Free. Free tips. Okay? Free little stories about how I'm working on myself. All free, 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 free. Free 30-minute intuitive call. Free download of my book. It's all out there, kids. You can do it. So if you have any trouble with the links, message me, and I'm here for you. That's it. Have a great Tuesday. Take a risk. Be vulnerable. Share your heart and love always. Know I love you all. Wishing you love, balance, and peace. Ciao, ciao, baby. I love you.
Thanks for tuning in to the Just Steph Show. I really care about you, your happiness, and helping you make great choices for your life. So tune in next week for more wisdom from me. In the meantime, follow me on my Just Steph Facebook page, on Twitter @Steph Palermo. My Instagram account is JustSteph1, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Steph Palermo. See you next week. Ciao, ciao, baby.